Hello Math 2 students, this is your classwork help video for 2.1.2, which is Tuesday, the first week of the second 6-week second grading period. I might not do every problem on this classwork, but I would. You are required to do every problem. So in fact, okay, so in case somebody's not listening to the video, then you have it right here. You are required to work all problems to get credit for this assignment. Okay, so let's start with the top section, which was just adding and subtracting polynomial expressions. I'm going to just go a little bit slower on this one, and then I'll start going a little bit faster as we go. We have some like terms. Let's highlight our like terms. The x squared terms, the x terms, and I like to go ahead and get the operational symbol too. And let's do green. The constants, what we call the constants, which are the numbers. Okay, so we've identified our like terms, so now we can combine them, and this is addition, so we don't have to change anything before we start working. This would be 4x squared, and then 2x plus 4x plus 6x, and then plus 11. That's all you have to do. Just if there were, yeah, we combine like terms, so that's pretty much it. Okay, let's move over to the next one. I'm not going to highlight the like terms. I'm just going to go ahead and add these. -4 and +5 is just 1, so that's going to be an x squared. 1x and 3x plus 4x, and then 6 plus 8 is plus 14. And I'm going to leave that last one. You are required to do that one by yourself. Okay, next line. This is subtraction. So when we have subtraction that looks like this, we need to make sure what we do is change this to a plus, and then change everything in parentheses to the opposite of what it was. So that's going to be a -2, a -4, and a -2. So then I will highlight here my x squared terms. That is a -2x squared. My x terms, and that is a -4x there. And let's do, oh, I already did red. Let's do orange. And then our constants. Okay, and then we'll combine those. We have 7 and -2, that's 5x squared. I should have done that in red. And then that looks like purple. I'm not sure if that's purple or blue. +1, -4, that's -3x. And then I think that's orange. 5 and -2 is +3. We'll do one more of these together, and then you can do the last one by yourself. So we want to change this to plus right here. Change this to positive, positive, negative. Just put the little negative symbol there. All right, so I've got 3x squared and 1x squared. That's 4x squared. And then I've got +1x and +2x. That's +3x. And then my last one, let's do that one in green, +6 minus 4, that would be +2. Okay. All right, and then I want you to do this one by yourself. Next section, solving polynomial equations. Sometimes we have to combine like terms before we can start solving. So we would combine, in this first one, we would combine the -3x and the 6x, that would be 3x. And then the 4 and the -1. Would be +3, and that equals 12. Subtract 3. 3x equals 9. Divide by 3 on both sides. X equals 3. So all this is us just combining like terms before we start solving the equation. Okay, so this one has subtraction in it. So I would want to change this to add. Change that to a -2 and a -1. Okay, and keep the 82 the way it is. 11x minus 2x, 9x. And then that's +2, -1, +1. Subtract 1 from both sides. 81 equals 9x. Divide by 9. 9 equals x. All right, I want you to do this one by yourself. Let's look at this one down here. This is subtraction, so change that to plus, minus, minus. All right. X minus 2x, that's a -x, or -1x. 5 minus 10, that's -5, equals 47. Add 5 on both sides. -x equals 52. Okay, so I need to divide by -1, so I get a +x equals -52. All right. Okay, the last one I'm going to do is this one right here, and then you'll do this one on your own. Oh, let's see. 4x plus 7x is 11x. 2 minus 16 is minus 14 equals 30. Add 14 on both sides. 11x equals 44. Divide by 11, so x equals 4. All right, next section, and let's see, how many more do we have? We got 3 more sections, and we'll try to go through these fast. Okay, distributive property. This is solving polynomial equations with distributive property. So I have to distribute these numbers in before I can start solving. So this is 3 times x times 3 times negative 2, which is negative 6 equals 30. Add 6. 3x equals 36. Divide by 3. X equals 12. I like working with different colors here. I'm going to get a purple. Okay, so this one I have to distribute the 2 in. This is 88 equals 2 times 4x is 8x. 2 times negative 4 minus 8. Add 8 on both sides. This is going to be 96 equals 8x. Just make sure. Divide by 8. X equals 12. Okay, on this next one we got 12 times negative x, so that's negative 12x. 12 times 6. Excuse me. 72 equals 96. Okay, I'm going to subtract 72. Oh, I'm sorry, negative 96. Subtract 72. And 96 plus 72 is 168, so that's going to be negative 168. Divide by negative 12, and I get x equals 14. I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to leave you the last 2 to do. Okay, so this is negative 98 equals negative 7x minus 7 plus 7 on both sides. That is negative 91 equals negative 7x divided by negative 7. That's going to be 13. 13 equals x. Okay, so you do this one and this one. Okay, next section is factoring, and these were the ones where we had to pull out the greatest common factor, and I'll kind of go through one of them a little more slowly, and then I'll do the rest of them a little more quickly. Okay, so let's look at this first problem, the 16x minus 42. So what I want to do is I want to think about the 16 and the 42 and kind of what number will divide into both of them. You want to think it's like a big number, like 8 or something, but it won't. 8 doesn't go into both of them. The largest number that goes into both of them is 2. So let's rewrite the 16x as 2 times 8 times x. And my minus, and I'll do a different color. I'll write the 42 as 2 times 21. I mean, I could write it 3 times 7. I could write this 2 times 2 times 2. It doesn't matter. But I've got the 2 in common, and that's it. So that's the thing that I'm going to take out of both of these and put on the outside of the parentheses. So that means I'm done with that 2. And then what do I have left in parentheses? I've got the 8x. The minus stays a minus. And then over here I've got a 21. So that's my answer right there. And that's it. That's all I can do with it. Let's look at, let's go down here and look at this one. So 8, 4, and 16. I'm still going to have that minus. I don't really need to think about it as negative or anything like that. It's just 4. 8, 4, and 16. So 4 will go into all of those. So let's rewrite the 8x squared as 4 times 2 times x times x. Because x squared is x times x. And then I've got that minus. Let's rewrite the 4xy as 4 times x times y. And then the 16x plus, and that's going to be 4 times 4 times x. Okay, so what do they have in common? Let's highlight what they have in common here. They have the 4. They all have the 4 there. But they all also have an x. So anything that all 3 of them have, all three of them, not just two of them, but all three of them. That's what you can take out. So I can take out a 4x. Once I do that, they're done with. I've dealt with them. So I can mark them out if I want to. And then I just write what's left. Okay, so in parentheses, I've got my 2x minus just a y in green, minus y plus, and then in red I've got 4. Okay, so that's it. That is factored. So what I've done is I've factored that expression by pulling out the greatest common factor. Okay, we're definitely going to do this one right here. Let me make this a little bit bigger. I don't know if 300, yeah, that might work. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's think about 7, 14, and 28. I know that 7 will divide into all of those. So if I rewrite this first expression as 7 times, and then I've got 3 x's, and then I've got 2 y's. So I'm just going to break all that down like that. Then the 14, I'm going to break that one down as 7 times 2 times x times x times y. Plus the 28, let's break that one down as 7 times 4 times x times y. Okay, now I'm going to get my highlighter and I'm going to figure out what they all have in common, if anything. We'll do orange. Okay, so first of all, they have a 7. So there's a 7 there, 7 there, and a 7 there. What else do they have in common? They all have an x. They have one x. There's an x, an x, and an x. And I think they also have a y. So y, y, y. So anything you can highlight that is in all of them, all the parentheses, those are the things that you're going to be able to take out. Okay, so let's take out 7, x, y. All right, and then I'm going to have parentheses for the rest of it. So 7xy I got rid of, and all of those. So I'm going to mark them out. And then what's left? Okay, so in the red, I have x. I have 2 x's and a y. So that is x squared y. And then in green, I have just an x there. And then in purple, I have just a 4 plus 4. Okay, so that is factored right there. All right, how many do we have left? So we have that one. Let's do this one, and then I'm going to leave the other 2 for you. Okay. All right, so 6, 3, and 12. I know I've got a 3, so I'm going to rewrite the 6x cubed as 3 times 2 times x times x times x minus, and let's do the 3x squared as 3 times x times x. Now you might be able to do this without doing all this stuff. That's great. That's fine if you can do that. Plus, and then the 12, I'll rewrite that as 3 times 4 times x. Okay, so what do I have in common? Let me grab my highlighter. Let's do red. I've got a 3 in common on all of them. All of them have a 3, and all of them also have an x, and I think that's it for all 3 of them. These two, the purple and the green, both have an x, but if all 3 of them don't have that other x, then I can't use that. Okay, so on the outside of my parentheses is a 3x. Okay, so what's left? On the inside of the parentheses, I have a 2x squared. 2 times x is 2x squared minus x plus 4. All right, so that is factored. All right, so I want you to do, there's 2 of them. This one by yourself and this one over here. All right, our last section is multiplying binomials, and we're going to use box method. You can use FOIL if you'd like. I'm going to be using box method on these. I think it's easier and faster. If you're able to do FOIL without even thinking about it, then you're welcome to do that. X plus 6 goes up here, and x plus 1 goes down here. X times x is x squared. X times 6, 6x. 1 times x, 1x, and then 1 times 6, 6. And of course, this and this are like terms, so I'm going to combine those when I write the answer. X squared plus 7x plus 6. Okay, you need to get used to doing this because we're going to be doing the opposite of this when we start factoring. X plus 7, x minus 4. Be sure if it's a minus, be sure you put that negative symbol there. X squared, 7x, negative 4x, and negative 28. These are like terms because they're both to the first power. So my answer is x squared. Combine those two, that's plus 3x minus 28. Okay. I want you, nope, we'll do this one. We'll do this one. I think I'll leave the last three. This is two negatives, so x minus 2, x minus 8. So you got to be careful with those. That's x squared, negative 2x, negative 8x, and then a negative 8 times negative 2, positive 16. Like terms, definitely want to combine those. X squared, negative or minus 10x plus 16. Okay, so you are going, let me get this back to, get it back to 100% here. So you are going to do this one, and this one. You know what, instead of doing that, I'm going to, because I think that looks too much like a variable, I'm going to highlight them. So the ones that you're going to do by yourself, this one, this one, this one, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have 9 problems to do on your own using the ones that we did as an example. So let me know if you have any questions.